So this guy says that instead of bashing everyone advocating for fathers in this struggle, we should unite and fill in the gaps for what's missing in each one's information and research. I already tried that for 24 years, you idiot. That's what I just got done saying. Every time I was part of a father's rights group, a non-custodial parents group in the early 2000s, dads were a bunch of PUSSYs and not showing up for meetings and not showing up for action and not showing up for rallies and not showing up when we were trying to kick a judge out by having lawyers, run against judges. I've been there, done that. Why don't you go do what you're talking about and you find out the reality hard? Getting guys together to unite like women do for the radical feminist movement has failed for 60 years. And then guys like this come along, why don't you stop bashing it? So people who are lying to you guys, I'm supposed to just tolerate that? Or the people who are just, all they're doing, watch all the people that I talk about go watch Fathers Matter 247. Go watch the Fathers' Rights Movement. Go watch Tough Dad, Ryan the Tough Dad. Go watch 50-50 Dads. Go watch Mark Ludwig's videos. What are they doing to help dads get their kids or custody or fight off restraining orders right now? What are they doing? They're posting videos that they stole from somebody else talking about a horror story or a news story or a meme with music to it. They don't even make their own videos. A lot of them. They're just not Mark Ludwig and the Father's Rights Movement. They make their own. Well, the Father's Rights Movement has a whole bunch of sad sack gifs and pictures and cliches. What are they offering? So this guy is telling me, don't bash other side. Okay, so let's take the Father's Rights Movement. I've given this example before. The Idaho page of the Father's Rights Movement, some guy came on there. They do a question and answer thing, or somebody sends in a question, they post it on a Facebook page. This guy posted, I don't want to send my kid back to her mom. The boyfriend is molesting my daughter. The Father's Rights Movement page answered back saying, you have to give your kid back to the child molester who lives with your baby's mom because you'll get in trouble with the law. And I said, who the hell are you and where the hell do you get that information from? What law are you talking about? It took him like 30 minutes and then he wrote the law. He wrote the law down. I went and read the law and the law said you can get in trouble if you don't hand a kid over and it's a crime and all this other stuff. And it had a few lines in there, and then it said at the end, it was talking about exceptions to it, and the end it says, unless you're doing it to protect the child's safety and welfare. The guy who posted the law, first of all, he didn't show the guy the law at first. I had to demand that he show the law. So a Father's Rights Movement page is facilitating questions and answers, and a dad doesn't want to give his child back to a child molester, and the answer that dad got before I got on the page was, you have to give your kid back to the child molester or you'll get in trouble. Even if I'm going to get in trouble, I'm not handing my kid over to a molester. That's the Father's Rights Movement for you. I got 100 other examples like that. This guy says I should fill in the holes or work with him. I go on there and tell him that, and I get kicked out of the page. Or I tell somebody to do contempt. Like, I can't do contempt. It's really hard. And then everybody has their loser story. And I said, grow some balls. I won contempt on the first try. Then I get kicked out of the group. They don't want this. They don't want answers. Don't tell me. How many years have you been doing this? I've been doing it 24 years. How many cases have you worked on? I worked on 25,000 cases. How many hundreds of dads have you helped get full custody? This kind of numbnuts, everybody sing kumbaya and get along BS is why we're all sitting still doing nothing while radical feminists dominate and take over the legislature and pass laws that say, if you look at a woman wrong, you can get a restraining order. No, that's not, that actually hasn't passed, but it's been proposed. And they got coercive control and all this other stuff that can restrain you from your kids for no good reason. And you're telling me to get along with them and try and work with them? They don't want to work with me because they don't want to help guys fight. All they want to do is whine, cry, piss, and moan. And every single thing they're doing. Well, first of all, everybody that I mentioned except Mark Ludwig and the Father's Rights Movement, everyone I mentioned is doing nothing for fathers. They're just posting memes and videos that they stole from somebody else's page. Why should I work with some losers who aren't doing anything? And then the Fathers' Rights Movement or Mark Ludwig, they're passing laws to get 50-50 laws put in place, and they're holding their breath waiting for the next 70 years that every state is going to pass them, and they're not going to accomplish anything. Why should I work with losers who aren't going to fix anything? The frick out of it.